Hello, I'm Shankho from the Astrology studio. In the previous episode, we discussed why birth time matters. Today, we move to something even more misunderstood: planets. Most people are taught to fear planets. Saturn is punishing me. Mars is causing problems. This planet is bad for my life. That planet is bad for my life. This is not structured astrology. Let's reset this clearly. Planets are not judges. Planets are not gods deciding your fate. Planets represent functions, psychological and behavioral functions. Astrology uses planets as symbols. Each planet corresponds to a core human mechanism. For example, the sun represents identity and direction. The moon represents emotional regulation and habit. Mars represents action and response under pressure. Mercury represents thinking and communication. Jupiter represents belief, meaning, and expansion. Venus represents value, attraction, and connections. Saturn represents structure, discipline, and limitations. None of these are good or none of these are bad. These are necessary. Just like the body, every system has a function. The nervous system is not good or bad. The immune system is not good or bad. They can be balanced or imbalanced, right? The same applies here. A strong planet does not automatically mean a blessing. A dominant Mars can produce courage. It can also produce aggression. A dominant moon can produce empathy. It can also produce emotional instability. A dominant Saturn can produce discipline. It can also produce rigidity and fear. Strength without regulation becomes excess. Now, let's address weakness. A weak planet is not a defect. It usually indicates an underdeveloped functions, an area where maturity requires effort. A weak Mars may mean delayed assertion, but it may also produce controlled action once trained. A weak moon may indicate difficulty with emotional stability, but awareness can create emotional intelligence. Weakness often creates growth because effort is required. Astrology does not label, it diagnoses tendencies. Now, let's discuss transits. When people hear that Saturn is transiting, they panic. When they hear Mars is active, they expect conflict. This is misunderstanding. A transit does not attack you, it activates a function, a different function. A Saturn transit increases pressure in areas requiring structure. A Mars transit increases speed in the areas requiring action. The transit amplifies themes. Your response determines the outcome. Astrology is not about fear. It is about timing and awareness. If you understand which function is being activated, you can regulate your response. That is maturity. Fear-based astrology survives because fear sells quickly, but fear weakens clarity. A responsible astrologer explains the function, not the drama. Planets are not controlling your life, mind it. They describe how your internal systems operate. When you understand the function, you stop blaming the planet and start adjusting your behavior. That shift changes everything. In the next episode, we will address another major confusion: signs and houses. Because many misunderstand astrology by mixing the two. Details are in the description.